Good morning and welcome to my compost piles. I built this compost set this spring, and it's a 4-bin stage, and I'll explain it as I'm going along. But this is some of the scraps from our kitchen at Harvest Market, and I'm just going to show you how I built a compost pile. So in here we have fruit and vegetable scraps, we have eggshells from the hard-boiled eggs, and the eggs that go into some of our baked goods. And we also, and I'll explain that, we've got egg cartons. Whoa! Okay, rule number 1. No nitrile gloves in the compost. Okay, and then we also, so compost is made out of 2 basic ingredients. One is green matter, which is the scraps. The other, which is high in nitrogen. The other is the brown matter, and that you can get from cardboard or straw. And the way I do these compost piles is I sort of lasagna compost, do them in layers, high nitrogen kitchen scraps, mixed in with some of the high carbon egg cartons. And then, and I'm not going to do all these egg cartons this morning, just these. Save the others for another day. And I do this every day for 2 new lasagna layers. And okay, then I get one of my tools, rake or chopping tool, spread it all out. Paper labels decompose pretty well. Save these for later. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of activator. This is mostly finished compost. It's got a lot of bacteria and nematodes. Some worms, not many worms. That just helps get some bacterial action going on. And then I add the high carbon layer. Also helps keep the critters out. This is herbicide-free rye straw that I got from a local Amish farmer. Okay, so I started this project in April. What's that, about 3 months? This is my first pile. This is my second pile. And this is the current pile. And this is what 2-month-old compost looks like. And if you look at it, you can see that except for the eggshells and the brushy twigs that I started out with at the base, and the odd labels that came off the avocados and apples, you cannot see any of the original material. It's all decomposed. So really, to get everything in here, including the twigs decomposed, it's going to take about a year. And what I do is I aerate it like this a couple times a week. And then what I could do is I could actually start sifting it now and use the finer compost right in the garden. Or I could top dress my garden beds with that and let it further decompose. This is my middle bed. You can see, as you look in here, it's wetter. There's still a lot more nitrogen action going on. You can still see the straw mixed in. You can still see some of the egg cartons haven't decomposed. There's a sweet potato that hasn't finished decomposing yet. There's a broccoli stalk that hasn't finished decomposing. But just want to point out, You can do this at home. That's 3 months old, and you can't see what it started out as. But it started out looking exactly like that. All right, so what I'm doing now is and it's probably a little too wet for me to do this really well. But if I wanted to get, this isn't fully broken down compost, but all the nitrogenous ingredients have already broken down fairly well, just leaving the high carbon twigs behind. But if I wanted to, I'd make a little bit of, add a little compost to maybe a potted plant. This is how I would get it fine enough to do that. Leave the coarse material still in the compost pile to continue to decompose. Okay, and then what we're left with is that. So this started out as harvest market scraps from the produce department and trimmings from the kitchen, and this started in April. I didn't build this until April, and now you can see that it's completely finished compost, ready to put in the garden, ready to add to the soil, ready to nourish the new crop of plants that's going to come along next. Because you don't want your compost pile to be anaerobic, so you want to make sure that you get some air down in there. So twice a week I will aerate the piles. And this pile started about 6 weeks ago, which is why you can still see some of the coarser material. But even things like avocado pits, there are avocado pits in there, they've completely decomposed already. The avocado skins will take a little longer. And right now I'm getting a whiff of a little bit of anaerobic decomposition, which is why it's really important to do this. That other pile that's more finished doesn't have any odor at all. Another glove that I didn't catch. And then we have to clean up and put away the tools. Rinse out the buckets.